I'm H.L. Scott's friend who he didn't take to the cool spa. He took me to the... There was a spa that you get fucking hand jobs, and he took me to the other one, Alan?
I'm sorry!
Honestly. That's like my... That's the fucking... Because, look, a hand job for my guy, that's not gay. That's not gay. If that's gay, then every frat guy is a queen. Like, honestly. Because I don't... Like, this is... All of my gay friends who half of my gay friends that I know, like, they went to college and like, how did you know you were gay? Like, well, one day I went back to my fraternity and we wrestled, and he sucked my dick. And then I was like, oh, what happened to the other guy? He's like, oh, he's married, he has 10 kids. Do they look like you? They could be his. We don't know. I am a minority, which I'm sure, like, I'm barely getting underneath the bar for minority on this one. I'm sure people look at me and they're like, you are not very brown, you are a sort of iced cappuccino-y looking dude. I grew up in Placer, Nebraska. It's 6,000 people, and there I'm black. I am formal wear color, you know, like. I would just feel really, I'd always get invited to people's houses for dinner. They were always very polite, but it just always happened to be Taco Tuesday, you know. Loading up my burro to get to school was always annoying. It was tough, like it's tough, and I grew up in such a vacuum of minorities that I remember there's no sadder look than that of a Latino father when his son's like, what does it mean when they call me a spick? You know what I mean? Like, whoa. Look, guys, I survived it. I'm stronger for it. I am SAG-AFTRA eligible. I haven't paid the dues. Fuck you, I'm not paying $3,000 in dues. Unless SAG-AFTRA is here, and then eventually I'll get it to you. The health insurance is really good. And it's like, what else is really good? $3,000. I grew up like weird. I grew up in Nebraska, and I don't remember racism. Like, I don't really remember racism that much growing up. Like, I didn't think about it until I got much older, and everyone started going like, oh, there's not racism in America anymore. And I was like, well, is there ever racism? And then I started thinking about things, and the one thing I do remember is the A-Team, or like that genre of TV show and movie, like where it's like a group of guys, right? And they all have a specialty, and it's like, that's Face. Face, he has the ability to charm anyone, master of disguise. That guy over there, he's a mechanic. He's really awesome. He can do any mechanic. That guy's a demolition expert. Oh yeah, what about B.A. Baracus? He's black. Really, like, what is his skill? Well, like, when he walks into a room, everyone realizes he's fucking black. Chill the fuck out. I also, like, and that sort of came back to me when the Barack Obama, the level of double standard we have for Barack Obama. When people are like, Barack Obama got elected as president, racism's over. And then you look at how he's evaluated. It is so fucking insane. Like, the leash that he is on is so much shorter than everybody else. Like, George W. Bush started 2 wars, was basically illegally elected, got us into a deficit, oversaw a military that tortured people, and people were like, that's cool, we gotta respect our president. Barack Obama got us universal health care, and the website wasn't very good, and people were like, fuck this dude! I remember, this is a while ago, there was a movie that came out called 2012. How many Latino people are here in the audience tonight? I know a lot of you are resting. There are probably a lot of people resting up for the Morrissey show on Sunday, you know. Conserve our energy and groom our pompadours. But I remember the movie 2012 really distinctly. It was John Cusack, and it was all based on this Mayan prophecy. It was an action movie that, like, in the year 2012, the Mayans predicted the end of the world, and he had to save the world, and it's like ingrained in this handed down like legend from the Mayans and from their past, and deep inside of the Latino and Hispanic and Chicano culture, this resonates, and it's about where they came from and where Mexicans came from. That's where this legend came from. And who did they get to tell about this legend? Woody Harrelson. That's who they did. That's like, couldn't you get one Hispanic person on the show? One Hispanic person in the movie? Please. I am once again SAG-AFTRA eligible. Taft-Hart, leave me, and I will explain to John Cusack why that's happening. Also, I hated that movie because it was one of those movies where the whole movie is like everything is sinking into the earth, and John Cusack is just like, he runs and it's just behind him, and then he gets in a car and like the thing is just behind him, and then he gets in a plane and it's just behind him. I'm like, John Cusack, please stop moving. You're fucking everything up. I've been in this theater since it was this used to be where on Wednesdays the comics would come in, and back there they used to sort the comics, and we'd have to be like, hey, can you stop sorting comics because we got to do a comedy show? And then the jaded comic book employee would be like, whatever, dude, fucking Daredevil has to wait for you, I guess. And like, leave and like tell your fucking jokes about jerking off real quick, and then get back to this. And then it's become a really amazing thing, and in that time, like, being a nerd has become a thing. I was a nerd, and then I started working out because I was like, being a nerd's not cool, and then I look like a jock now, and now being a jock is like the worst thing you can do. Like, pussies just dry up. No one wants to be around a jock anymore. And it's really awful, but I'm also tired of like the term nerd being used all the time for everything right now. Like, it's fucking crazy. Number one, you are not a nerd if the thing you're into is Star Wars. Star Wars has made all of the money in the world. You know what I mean? Like, Disney is like, you know what? Star Wars is probably more popular than us. We're building a Star Wars land. Like, the moment something is more popular than Disney, it's no longer nerdy to be into. And also, the other thing that bothers me is that people say this phrase called sports nerd, and that really bothers me, because if there's one thing nerds should fear, it's sports. And, this is pretty sure the thing I hated the most, and that's like, to me, like saying like, oh, I'm a sports nerd. Like, I'm super, like, then you could just like, oh, I'm a cocaine nerd. I love cocaine. Like, I'm super into pussy. I love getting it. Like, I like get all kinds of different pussy. You know, like, no. What else did I want to talk about? Guys, I have so many things I want to talk about on this piece. Fun fact, I was diagnosed dyslexic when I was 36. So, which is a weird thing. And also, fun fact, dyslexic message boards, not that helpful. The postings are not super instructional. Not a great resource. So what happens is, like, sometimes you'll see me look over here, and what I'm looking at is just like, oh, everything's moving, and it's a nightmare of words. But I drove Lyft and Uber for a while. Any Lyft drivers here? Any people who do that? Go ahead and laugh, guys. It's fine. Never. No one. You know why? They're out there fucking working their asses off. I was driving Lyft and Uber, and I remember picking somebody up, and they got in my car, and they go, oh, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm actually a comic. And she goes, oh, that's so weird. The last person who gave me a ride is a comic. And I'm like, that's so weird. The next person who's giving you a ride is a comic. Do not try to get a ride when there's a good open mic. That's all I'm saying. And I did have like some really awesome experiences from like just meeting people. I met people from Saudi Arabia and Pakistan and Afghanistan. I had a guy who was like, and I don't know how much bullshit this is, but like he had like been a sniper and had to leave when the Taliban had come in. And I learned about ISIS. I learned about so much. I learned that every girl in Saudi Arabia is basically the prom queen. And you can't fuck a girl from Saudi Arabia, which totally makes me want to fuck a girl from Saudi Arabia. And I learned so much from it. But one guy who always stuck with me is Alejandro. Was this guy who got in my car, and he looks sort of like Javier Bardem sort of looking dude, and very handsome. And we start talking, and we're talking about roommates and a living situation. And he goes, I have been living with my lover for 7 years now, And I said, oh my God, that's such a long time. And he goes, it is nothing. I said, well, how do you do it? And he said, 2 things. First, always keep your crazy friends. So then you can come in and he can go, how is Jose? And you go, you know. And he goes, oh my God. 2. This is like a good one. Like, this is actually a really good piece of advice. And like, there's really nice couples. You guys are all very beautiful and young and nubile. Probably well pruned pubic hair. Everything's great. But he said, every day wake up and make them fall in love with you again. And I said, that's a fucking genius idea. And I said, well, what do you guys do? And he's like, we both write for a magazine. He's like, oh yeah, what's the magazine about? He's like, anything. As long as it is gay and Latin. And I said, you're going to be in the script one day that I write. I don't know what I want to end on, guys. Everything is so, you guys are so fun. You guys are a great crowd. I guess I'll just end. This is a newer thing, but it's something that's bothering me, so I'll get it off my chest. Which is, let's stop shitting on hand jobs, everybody. They're really quite delightful. Ladies, clap with one hand if you don't mind giving hand jobs. No, I feel like that's like people are, and guys say the same thing about hand jobs. They're always like, it's like, I could do that myself. And I'm like, I could make dinner myself. I still go to a restaurant. You know what I mean? It's pretty fucking nice. It's basically like someone's like, I'll be your dick butler for the night. Think about it that way. So guys, appreciate those hand jobs. Ladies, don't stop giving them hand jobs. Some of those dudes don't stop giving them hand jobs. You know what I mean? Thanks everybody. Enjoy the rest of the